I won't say a word, just let you breathe. I won't make a sound, I won't slow you down. I knew we were on borrowed time, just a passing streak, nothing you would keep.
Funny, but especially if it's a random stretch of a couple hours.
Influences like happiness, at least for me, especially because our apartment is north facing, so it does not get any natural sunlight or like direct sunlight. As my hands have been very cold. Obviously, it is not compared to the ones that you get in Japan, but it's making me feel, if I close my eyes, I could be in Japan right now.
feels like sunlight spilling through the blinds. I don't know if I'll reach it, maybe I won't mind. I keep returning, tracing steps I left behind, as if the past could teach me what I'd like to find.